Hey, everybody, and thanks for joining us at the Blind Banter podcast. I'm Lorne, and I am here with my co-host, Carlos. Hey, Carlos, how are you doing tonight?
Not too bad. I'm a little bit disappointed because I couldn't go back to campus. Um, I go to Penn and very excited, looking forward to going back to campus. They told us that we were going to be allowed back on campus, and then on the deadline for selecting our move-in time slots, August 11th, they sent us a weird email like in the middle of the day saying, "Hey, sorry, but no, we are not actually letting you guys back on campus." And now they're doing all this virtual learning thing, which is really disappointing. I was really looking forward to getting my friends and looking at them, or not looking at them, but talking to them. But really, what also came to my mind, and I think this is interesting. I was talking to my sister about this. I was like, man, it's so disappointing because pretty much 9 months at the very least of Fenway's prime working life are going to be wasted for the most part. And I wanted to hear some of your thoughts on that.
Well, I'm really lucky because my schooling originally was going to be online as well. So, of course, it's going to still be online, which is going to work. But it's going to be interesting having a screaming 9-month-old upstairs all the time. So that'll be interesting.
So much, man. I have a dog. I know what it's like.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I've got two of them. Dogs, that is. I only have one kid. Yeah.
Oh, is that like a little Freudian slip there, Lauren?
No, Freudian slip. No. Yeah. So I find with Herbie, I still get him from time to time working. If it's just running out to, let's say, the the drugstore or going out to the convenience store and picking up. Well, no, there's no Loblaws near us, but like a Shell or a Shoppers or
Shoppers. That's what it is.
Shoppers.
I went in there to buy a toothbrush when I first went to Canada. Very nice people. She was really that lady. The one thing I didn't like was that she grabbed me, right, and she's like, "Here, let me help you." And I said, "No, ma'am. He'll follow you. My dog will follow you." She's like, "Oh, no, I could never let you follow me. I'll help you." I guess she was thinking acting as though that was a favor to me, and I was like, "No, ma'am, quite the opposite." I was like, "No, it's completely fine. He can follow." He's like, "Oh, no, I insist. I can help. He doesn't need to follow me." I was like, "Lady, you're not getting this." But anyway,
I just want to be so helpful. Yes.
Canadians for you.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll take him in for that, even if it's just say 5 or 6 minutes, or if we have to go to the to get pet food or to the groomers or wherever we have to go. So I'll still get him to work at least once a week doing something. It may not be a very long time, or it's even just walking around the block or getting the mail, which is about a half a block away, throwing him in harness, getting him to lead me back and forth. I've back chained him so that he knows exactly where the mailbox is. So, let's go get the mail. Yeah, ready to go. And then at least he gives him some purpose. So I've been doing that a lot with him as well, and just kind of getting him on and off harness just to kind of keep him from getting into trouble. So I find that works pretty well. But it's still kind of horrible, especially when you want to have a routine. I haven't been working since last July. So for me, it really kind of breaks up that routine of being away for 8 hours, taking the bus for roughly 2-ish hours. Yeah, roughly 2 to almost 3 hours total every day. And just having him kind of experiencing and I guess getting more familiar and comfortable with taking the bus and all the different forms of transit. And now because of COVID, we've really stopped all of that. I haven't taken public transit in, at least January, even December probably. So it's really been decreased with the amount of, not freedom, but I guess independence of where I don't have to jump into a vehicle to go from point A to point B. And I noticed that he's really kind of getting upset about that as well. So that's why I try to do as much as I can.
Yeah, I've had a similar, it's just so different with Fenway, right? Because here I try, like you said, I try to get him out once in a while. We'll go on walks, we'll go to the grocery store to pick something up, right? Things like that. And he's definitely not lost his stride. He's still doing just as perfect. Mm-hmm. It's funny. He's getting kind of a little bit, more outrageous out of harness, but in harness he is still like very good. He doesn't cause any problems. But it's just such a big difference because you got to remember, like every day we were walking at least 5-6 miles. You know, he was getting so much stimulation from dodging people on bikes and just, you know, people on their phones, not even looking where they're going and like about to smack us. It's interesting because when we had one of the instructors come out to help us with some issues he was having, he would actually like get terrified because Fenway cuts it really close. And so he'd see somebody coming right at me, right? And like he'd be like, "Oh my, step aside!" And I'm like, "What's?" And Fenway would pull me aside at the last one. He's like, "That guy was about to hit you, man." But Fenway took care of it. And there was one where he actually reached out and like pushed me over, and I was like, "Well, what's going on?" He's like, "This guy was just on his phone. Like he was more blind than you were. Like he was not looking where he was going." And I'm like, "Yeah, that happens a lot." But he's like, "How often do you hit people?" I'm like, "I haven't hit a single person here." Like it's like that is just tremendous because Fenway seems to be doing a really good job. So that obviously there's that stimulation and just, you know, these massive packed buildings with people. I mean, I remember one time it was so tremendously, you could never have this today, right? But it was, you know, a hallway, think of just your basic hallway, but like 300 people all there because they were, one of the companies had come to recruit on campus and was like handing out like flyers and coffee and all this stuff, right? So you had like 300 random people, a lot of whom weren't even interested in the company. They were just like interested in the coffee and whatever other pastries they were handing out, right? So it's like just massively packed, and I'm trying to get out because I'm late for class, and people are just, you know, I'm literally at the, like, I got so upset at one point that I just started throwing people out of the way. You know, I just started putting an elbow out and just like, let's go, you know? But so that I feel like that's been the biggest shock, and I just don't know how to recreate it, right? Because I don't know if I told you, Lorne, but we're planning on moving out a little bit to where my father lives, and he's going to have a lot more space. The lot is about a half acre, so
Okay.
a really nice amount of space. The yard is fenced in, and the yard is probably like 100, 200 feet in wide. So
Oh,
he's got
nice.
a lot of room to run, a lot of room to like, you know, go mess around and do all that stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
I like that, and I'm hoping that that'll get him a little bit, but at the same time, it's still not the same as like getting him that stimulation of like breaking through crowds like that, you know, like really weaving, bobbing and weaving like he used to do. And I think I'm surprised that I haven't really seen much from other guide dog users on how they're, I don't know, like it doesn't seem like other guide dog users are as concerned about that as I am, but to me, that's my biggest concern, is that they're not getting that same stimulation that they used to get. And I mean, you're not going to get it anywhere, right? Because there are no crowds anywhere. But
Yeah.
and I mean, I guess that also draws a more important question: is do you think that there will be crowds like that ever again?
Oh, I honestly think there will be, right? Because as soon as people start feeling, oh, well, it's safe again, or as more and more people take whatever vaccine comes out, and you start hearing about herd, herd immunity, you're gonna start seeing a lot more people kind of easing up as the news, I guess, goes slower and slower. And right now, everybody's just hyped up on it just due to all the media coverage, and you know, everywhere you turn, it's just media coverage, this about the whole COVID-19 thing. So as you get more and more into, okay, I've got my vaccine, I'm good to go, you move on with my life, I think you're going to start seeing more and more things happen because, again, there's been so many other types of mass plagues and mass diseases that have happened, and guess what, life goes back to normal. So it's
Yeah,
just kind of how you find a control method and then go from there.
okay, maybe that's not the best question, but how soon, I guess the question would be better. How soon do you think these big crowds will come back? Because I think even after the vaccine, you still will have people hesitant.
Oh, people are going to be gun shy. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But, you know, with that being said, I I hate to say it, but I think the more responsible people, or people that feel that they're more responsible, are going to be more gun shy, because you already see, as soon as they say, okay, you know, beaches are open, you saw this in like Miami and even in Toronto at
There are beaches in
one of,
Toronto?
well, it was actually one of the big parks.
Oh,
And
okay.
there is a beach in Toronto, but it
Oh, for
was
the
in,
lake.
well, no, but they also have part of the they have part of ocean access there too, right? For like the Great Lakes that then go into the ocean and.
Yeah, but that's not ocean access, bro. In that case, I have ocean access because I'm on a Great Lake.
Yeah,
That's
but
just a lake.
isn't there? Yeah, I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, if you guys can't tell, Lorne's a little.
No,
he's not as sharp as a knife of a drawer as I am.
Sharp as a knife of a drawer.
Okay,
all right,
he's not.
There we go. Yes, that's right. Sharp as a knife of a drawer.
You know what I'm saying? He's not as sharp of a knife in the drawer as I am. I knew that I'd get that mixed up. It's like It's like the word, CTE, right? Like the thing that football players get when they play and get concussions all the time.
Yeah.
Chronic traumatic I can't say that last word. Encephalopathy. Like I cannot say it. Are there any words like that you can't say?
Not right off the top of my head.
Peter Piper pecked a piper.
He pecked a piper.
Or whatever it is. You get what I'm saying.
No, because I don't usually talk that fast. So I talk fast enough that I can kind of put everything, I guess, in line, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah. See, I'm a very fast talker, so maybe that's the problem. Like if you guys listen to this on 1.5 speed, it'll sound like triple speed, you know?
Well, that's why Carlos is planning on being an auctioneer.
Yeah, no, we got the dog. What we here? 500.
Yeah,
exactly. I could do it, actually. That's the crazy thing about me. Is I've never been afraid that I'm going to, not be able to do something, because there's always something I'm going to be able to do. Whether it be I thought about being a comedian. I think I could be a comedian.
That's the funniest thing you said all night.
I was like, all right, if I fail on this, I'll be a comedian. I could even be a rapper.
That's funny. Instead of vanilla ice, what? Mocha ice?
Latte ice.
Latte ice.
Iced Americano. That'll be my.
There we go.
It's cold, but it's smooth. Yeah, dude, that's actually pretty good. That's my rap name. I'm copywriting it. I'm calling it. No one called themselves Iced Americano.
I don't think you'll have to fight anybody on that.
Or cold brew.
Cold brew.
If you couldn't tell, I'm a huge coffee fan. That's actually probably one of the biggest losses from the pandemic that I feel is the lack of coffee shops. Those are my thing, man. I'd go in there, get a double espresso, and sometimes some kind of pastry, and just relax, maybe do some work. Otherwise, just listen to music or whatever. And it was just so amazing. I remember one time it was hilarious. They got these long communal benches, right? And they got these little small tables in front of them. And so I'm sitting there with my computer trying to get some work done. And this dude sits down next to me, right? And there's a girl at the far end of the bench. And so he sits down next to me and he's trying to talk to this girl. And he's like, so, what do you do in the city, right? She's like, oh, I'm a dance instructor or whatever. And you can tell that she's getting more and more annoyed with this guy. She's like, I'm trying to do some work here. And this dude's just talking and talking and talking. Even I was like, I had my earbuds in and I was listening to music. But I was getting annoyed. I was like, dude, what are you doing here? Why don't you go to the other side where people are actually talking? Because we're trying to work here. This is the corner where everyone's on their computer working. And this dude's just talking and talking. And he's like, so, maybe we can get a drink later. She goes, yeah, I think not. And she packs up his computer. I was like, damn, that was cold. I was like, wow, that was cold, man. I was very disappointed. I was like, I felt it for this guy, I was like, man, I feel bad for this guy a little bit. The way she said it was just so dismissive. Yeah, I think not.
He shoots and no go.
Do not pass $200. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Exactly.
What's that saying?
Well, technically, he probably saved $200 because he doesn't have to take her for dinner.
Oh, come on, man. It's not going to be that much. Probably was going to take her to the local watering hole.
McDonald's
Right.
value
Let me get
meals,
a number
$5
5,
each.
and what do you want?
Oh,
Remember, you
do you
can
think
only
I could
pick
get
something off
this?
the $2, $1, $2,
Yeah,
$3
exactly.
menu.
Only the nothing more than an extra value meal. Yeah.
Right. Um, yeah, no. I
But
remember when I was in high school, dude, I could not stop. So I was a wrestler, right? And the managers were 2 girls, and they were always talking, like, about anything and everything, right? And so I would sit next to them because they would help me get around. And so I was sitting there, I was getting my stuff together, and I was tying my shoes and everything, right? And they're talking about whatever. And then one of them goes, "So how was your date?" And she goes, "Oh, it was so great. Yeah, he took me to McDonald's." And I just started laughing, right? And like, I could not hold it in. I was like, and they're like, "What's so funny?" I was like, "So this dude that you're talking about took you to McDonald's?" And she's like, "Yeah." I was like, I started laughing, and she's like, "What?" I'm like, that's not appropriate. Like,
did he ask you to go into the ball pit with him too?
like, got the playland and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a perfect date. Like, we got
Have a bag of
entertainment and
McDonald's
food.
cookies.
We got entertainment and food, But yeah, I was like, I'm like, he took you to McDonald's? She's like, yeah. I was like, she's like, what's so funny? I'm like, that's just not right to me. Like, that's not right. She's like, I think McDonald's is okay. I was like, yeah, it's okay if you're gonna go pick something up for yourself or like whatever. But if you really care about somebody, you don't take them to McDonald's. Like, I'm not saying you got to take them to the French restaurant that's like $100, and no, I'm not saying that.
But Carlos,
But
a Happy Meal, you get a toy, you get a treat, you get some food, a little fry, and some drink.
I mean, I guess it's good. Like, it was their first date. She's like, well, it was our first date. I was like, well, you should taking you to Starbucks or something, not McDonald's. Like, come on, man. I mean, there's nothing wrong with McDonald's. Don't get me wrong. I love McDonald's, right? But
Yeah.
I'm not going there for a date. Like, imagine the look on this girl's face. If, like, I mean, I can't imagine. I can't believe she wasn't upset about it. Like, I would be upset if you said, hey, Carlos, let's go out to dinner. And I was like, oh, perfect, And then you're like, I'm like, oh, where are we? Oh, we're at McDonald's. You know what I mean? Like, or you're like, hey, Carlos, let's go get some stuff. I'll treat. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then it's like,
and oh, sorry, Carlos, I can't afford 2 meals, so let's just share a 10-piece.
Right. A 10-piece and a large fry. We'll get that the 10-piece meal.
Yeah, we can't even get the meal.
I just thought it was bad, man. I was like, McDonald's, come on.
We'll bring our own water bottles.
I thought it was hilarious because I was like, are you serious, man? That's just disappointing. She's like, well, it was the first date. I was like, yeah, he should have taken me to Starbucks. She's like, well, you're obviously more romantic than he is. I was like, I don't think it's about romance. It's just about not wanting to go to McDonald's for a date. Like, that is the least date type play. I got a number 5 over here, like, so what are you interested in? Number 5? No. That's just not, to me, that's not appealing for a date.
I think the only worst place that you could really go would be Sonic.
Chuck E. Cheese. You know about Chuck E. Cheese? Is there Chuck E. Cheese in Canada?
No, but I've been to one when I've been into the States, and it's fun, though. It's fun.
Okay, let's go on a date to Chuck E. Cheese.
Well, dude, they now sell alcohol at Chuck E. Cheese, so.
Okay, not here. It's like how, did you know at McDonald's in Germany they sell beer?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Well, IKEA sells beer though too.
Well, but that's like a store. Oh, I heard that they have these really good meatballs.
Oh my god, at IKEA?
Yeah.
Oh, their Swedish meatballs are amazing. They're so good.
It's a better place for a date than McDonald's.
Not much, because it's all food. It's all food court. So you kind of like just no, it's not even food court. It's like cafeteria.
Mm.
And it's like, oh, you want juice? Yeah, what kind do you have? We've got lingonberry. You're like, what the hell is lingonberry?
It's like the counterfeit strawberry. No, yeah, but that was hilarious. I was like, are you serious?
It's a flat berry that you can put in a flat pack.
What would you react if I took you out to McDonald's to have? I'm still stuck on this because I was so just shocked that some guy would actually take a girl to McDonald's on a date, and she wasn't going to be like. And I don't think it's. I'm not saying anything about her as a girl or whatever. I'm just saying, like, in general, if you invited me somewhere, and like, unless you specifically said, "Hey, Carlos, let's go out to McDonald's," you know what I mean? Like, that's a different thing versus if you said, "Hey, let's go get some coffee," or "Let's go get some, something." And I expect a little bit better. You know what I mean?
Oh, frankly, McDonald's coffee is fantastic. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I guess. I only go to McDonald's usually if it's late at night and I'm partying and there's like nothing else open.
Mm-hmm.
Go to McDonald's and like get like 2 10-pieces and just eat them on the way back.
Yeah.
We'll go back on. They had construction going on, so it was always very, very difficult to navigate there. But we would always eat our 10-piece on the way back because our apartments were on the other side. And yeah, that was fun times. Obviously, all of that is unfortunately gone. But I remember, yeah, I don't know. To me, McDonald's is reserved for those occasions or for children. Children love McDonald's for some reason. Like, you tell a kid, go to McDonald's, and they like perk up right away.
Oh, because it's a Happy Meal. You get a toy. If you're gonna get food and a toy, heck yeah, I'm up for that.
It's like a Kong, a lot of ways.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a stuffed Kong.
Yeah. Well, that's about equally
That's a new way to
too.
describe a Happy Meal, stuffed Kong.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's just interesting. Honestly, if I was taking a girl on a first date, I'd at least take her to Burger King. Like, I think Burger King is a little bit better than McDonald's. Like, if I've got to go bottom of the barrel, and honestly, even bottom of the barrel coffee shops, in my opinion, Starbucks. I feel like they don't have good coffee. There are better coffee places, at least here in Milwaukee.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
For the price.
But remember though, Starbucks they get multiple beans from different places, and they all roast it to the exact same so that you have the same quality and taste everywhere you go. So it's not roasted due to its specific flavor profile. It's just overcooked so that everything tastes the same.
Yeah.
But it's an absolute generic coffee, yes. But yeah, I don't think that, like, I know around where I am, I wouldn't say that Burger King is better than McDonald's. Honestly, it's probably worse. But I guess, oh, that's even worse. Taco Bell.
Taco Bell. What do they call it? The $5 box. It's like a box with the drink. Okay, no, but in all honesty, what's a good first date? Like, I used to do coffee. Coffee's good because you don't spend more than like $10 at most, and that's if like we get a pastry, right? Like, realistically, just coffee, $6, right, for 2 coffees. Like, and that's nicer coffee, like American Express, the iced Americano, my rap name.
That's why you liked it so much.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Now I got to do this. Check out my rap career, guys. Iced Americano. At the real Iced Americano.
The album's dropping soon.
Right. First song is called, I don't know. What should we call the first song?
Frothy but tasty.
Oh, my God. No sugar. Please add sugar or something like that,
No, I think Porsche Some Sugar on Me is already taken.
Oh. Anyways, what are we talking about? This is probably the wildest blind banter yet, but it's pretty good.
Well, why not, right? This is literally bantering. We were, right before we started, we were trying to figure out what would be a good topic. We're like, we'll just banter and see how it goes.
And Lorne just literally told me, he's like, see what you come up with. I was like, all right. And I just pulled it out of my hat. See, I'm very, well, I wouldn't say I'm very creative, but I'm relatively creative, guys. I've got it all. I'm intelligent, creative.
He's the full package.
Right. Driven.
Well, there's no one better than Iced Americano.
Exactly, man. I got the rap game, too. I'm going to be a rapper and a comedian. Think about that for a second. I'm going to be like Joe Rogan and Wiz Khalifa combined. You know?
But realistically, aren't all rappers pretty comedic?
No, but I'll do stand-up too. I'll be like, oh, you know what I'll be like? I'll be Joe Rogan and Snoop Dogg combined. Snoop Rogan.
No,
Check
you
me
don't.
out. It's Iced Americano out here coming at you live from Milwaukee. You know? Oh, jeez.
But it's only going to be Milwaukee for a little longer, isn't it?
What do you mean? Oh, yeah. That's true. Well, when I go to Philadelphia, I go to Philadelphia. But we'll see when that happens. I miss all that stuff, man. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's interesting for me because if I was younger, like I used to be more introverted, so this wouldn't have been much of a big deal because I would spend a lot of time at home anyways and wouldn't really interact with people. But it was just recently that I was starting to come out of my shell and like just set me back like 100 years.
100 years, yeah.
But anyways, we're talking about first dates. What's a good first date? Like I mentioned getting the iced Americanos. What do you think?
So our first date, well, the first time we met, we actually met at the right near Parliament Hill in Ottawa here.
You got that 10-minute tour?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, geez.
We should tell that story. So
yeah, well, go for it.
Okay, so when I went to Canada, I told Lorne I want to go see like Parliament and all that in Ottawa, right? Downtown Ottawa. So he's like, yeah, I'll set up a big tour for you, everything, right? So here we are. I'm expecting, something at least a little interesting. We get there. We start the tour. We walk around. She talks a little bit about like, I think it was some chairs. Like this is where all the people in the house sit or something like that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then she's like, and then she took us over to take some pictures or something. And she's like, all right, guys, if you have any questions, that'll be it for tonight, for this morning. If you have any questions, please ask me. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess this is it. And Lauren's like, wait, this is it? It was literally like 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, it was so bad. Like it's normally not like that, and the reason is they're doing massive amounts of construction to Parliament Hill and the House of Commons right now. So it's going to be closed until I think they said for another 7 or 8 years, and so they're doing all these types of things. And Center Block, where we would normally go, is completely closed. So they put us actually in the Senate. Or was it? No, sorry. Or was it the Senate?
I think it was the Senate, yeah.
Yeah, it was the Senate building. And so we get there, and I thought it was the entrance because I had no idea. Like, I had never been there before. I've been on the tour a few times, but it was always at Parliament Hill. So we get there, and we're standing around, and some guy goes, hi, can I help you? Yeah, we're here for the tour. Oh, you got to go around to the other entrance. We're like, where's this other entrance? So we had to wait and wait and wait. Finally, some guy comes and like takes us all around, and then we get through the front, and we're already like almost late because we had no idea where we were going. And then we get in, we go through like all the metal detector stuff and da-da-da-da-da. And yeah, it was 11 minutes. Like the normal tour takes about 45 to an hour, but this was 11 minutes, and it was 4 rooms. Like
I should have said like, man, I'm here from America and I'm extremely disappointed with you Canadians.
Well, I was extremely disappointed too because I had contacted my member of parliament and I said, hey, I'm trying to my friend's coming from the States and
trying
he
to put
really
together
wants
a
to see
tour
it.
for an influential American.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Let's show our neighbors, And so she's like, oh, okay, yeah, it'll be great. They just changed it up a little bit. Oh, okay, yeah, no problems. And I'm like, so how long's the tour? Oh, well, it's not 45 minutes, but it's about 20. Oh, okay, well, it's not long, but it's not bad for 20 minutes. Yeah, it was 11 minutes.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, guys, this is it.
Yep, and it was like,
I didn't see anything.
Then we got the details. So anyways, you took the 11-minute tour with Christy, and then you fell in love? No. Like, wow, these chairs are so romantic. Let's sit in them, and talk. Wow, these portraits of old dead people are so romantic.
Actually, there's a lot of living people's portraits in there right now.
Well, I can't
but
see.
no.
How am I supposed to know?
You're lying. I see nothing. Yeah. So we every night in the summertime they have their big kind of, I guess, 3D projector show on Parliament. So what they do is they take, I think it's 11 or 12 3D projectors, and they point it right at the House of Commons center block, and they play a video, and they talk to you about the history of Canada and all this other stuff. And it looks really neat because they use the windows as parts of the things, and you can see like it literally looks like a big large movie theater screen. Mm-hmm. So on the side of the building, it's really neat, and it's put down to music and all that. So we kind of met each other there, and of course, me being me, I take the bus, so I was late, but neither here nor there. And then afterwards, we went and we went to a hookah place and had shisha. So that was our first date.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
It was actually. And she was very kind of, I guess, she was almost nervous and just kind of testing the waters. And there's me being, hey, how are you? And I'm just super loud, me being me. So she's looking at me like, I don't know if I'm fully comfortable. But of course, after hanging out with me, everybody gets comfortable.
Indeed. Good story, Lorne.
But it definitely wasn't McDonald's.
Yeah, not McDonald's. Like, yeah, we had a couple fries and we just fell in love. Like,
we shared a 10-piece.
Where do you hear that story? Like, yeah, we shared some McDonald's and we fell in love. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's ever happened before, unless they're like kindergartners.
Well, even in some of the other, like down south, it's usually what, a Chili's or an Applebee's, isn't it?
Well, apparently my friend who lives in the south, he says that McDonald's in the south is way better than McDonald's like up in the north. I don't know. I've never been to the south, so I don't know if that's true, but that's an interesting thing.
Yeah. Well, I find like the US and Canadian McDonald's are extremely different in just the qualities and stuff.
They don't use like, what is it, olive oil? They use meat fat.
Meat fat. Well, it's funny because on their packaging for their burgers, it says made with 100% Canadian beef. Okay, but what percentage? It doesn't say made of, it just says made with. And as marketing...
Isn't that what it means?
No.
Made with?
No.
So what does that mean?
Completely different things. So you can make anything with it. So it can be, 1% actual ground beef, 99% filler.
Oh,
right? So it's all wording. It's all very sly, but it's all wording and it's all marketing. So if it's
that must be kind of expensive.
But made of, then you're getting all meat. But made with,
good to know.
It can be a very small percentage.
I'll mention that on my next first date at McDonald's. I'll win her heart there.
Fun fact.
Guaranteed, right? Fun fact, these burgers are made with 100% Canadian beef. That's great, Carlos. When are we going to be done here?
Yeah.
Honestly, if I really, I feel like there are some girls that I would do that to, like, make a joke out of it. And that would, strengthen a relationship because it would actually be funny. Like, because I'm thinking of a particular little spot here near my house where there's like a McDonald's across the street from like a nice restaurant. Not nice, but like nicer, right? Yeah. And I'm thinking like, hey, let's have a date there. And I'm like, hey, I ran out of money, so let's go to McDonald's instead. And then like we're going and I'm like, actually, I was just kidding. You gotta find the right person though. Some people would just get upset and be like, this guy's an idiot.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that if, for many, many people in general, if you tried to pull out on the first date, they would instantly red flag. This guy's crazy.
Yeah, well, it'll only get crazier from here on out, so I think we should leave.
But again, why would you want a nice restaurant on the very first date?
Well, it's not nice. It's just like, it's not McDonald's. It's
Wendy's. They don't cut corners.
It's like, I'm thinking they got like $10 burgers. You can get a burger for $10. I've gone there
Chili's.
before. No, a little bit higher end than Chili's, but not quite high end. Like, hi, I'm meeting you at this place. You know, like, yeah,
No
we get the
maitre d's.
cocktails. No, yeah, no. I've never been to a place with a maitre d'.
So like
Shows you how
almost like
unclassy I am.
what?
No, I actually
Like the
have
keg?
once.
The keg, maybe?
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Where
Well,
I
the
spent,
keg alone is pretty damn expensive.
whatever.
But
I do remember paying quite a bit, but that's because I got a lot of food. Didn't I get like one of those cookies with ice cream on it? It's tremendous.
I don't know. I don't think you. No, you didn't come to the keg when you were down here.
Well, we went to a restaurant and I had like a cookie with ice cream. Like it was like in a pan. Remember?
Yeah, that
Because I was like, should I get it? And Christy was like, you're here in Canada. This is Canada. You should do it to celebrate. And I was like, all right.
I think it was Moxie's.
Whatever. Like I said, Lorne, this is crazy already. It's only going to get crazier.
So that's why you need to be with Iced Americano.
Catch Iced Americano and Lorne on the next episode of Blind Banter.
Yeah. All right, guys. So I think, you know what, that's
right.
going to wrap it up. But
That's going to wrap it up. Let us know if you want any kind of if you want any topic that we should cover. Maybe
yes.
I'll do my demonstration of my rapping abilities if we get enough interest next week.
Our email inbox has been really quiet, so you get shows like this. But please definitely email us at blindbanter@gmail.com and give us some show ideas because we could definitely use some. You can also find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all either at The Real Blind Banter or at Blind Banter. But give us a shout. You can also see us on iTunes. And I think what we're going to start doing too is we're going to be updating the YouTube as well. We were stopping that for a little while just due to the viewership, but we found out that we're getting more and more people on that way. So we're going to use that as part of our avenue. We are also going to be announcing in the upcoming episode or the second upcoming episode about a thing that we need you guys to do to vote for us because we made it into a competition, but we'll be talking to you guys about that a little later. But we could definitely use some help. So please check us out on the Blind Reddit as well as some of the other communities around there, Applevis, all these other ones that we're quite active in. And we're going to be a little bit more active on our social medias coming up in the future. So definitely.
Iced Americano will be taking control of it. So.
Yeah, exactly. But until next time, guys, stay safe, and we'll talk to you later.